Welcome to CodeIgniter tutorials. In this tutorial, we will focus how to create a custom library in CodeIgniter. Generally, CodeIgniter itself provides various libraries. Simply, you can say that a library is nothing but a class which contains collection of methods. There we have different type of default libraries given by CodeIgniter. You can use and you can perform various functionalities with the help of existing libraries given by CodeIgniter itself. Sometimes you may want to create your own library which maintains different type of functionalities. If you want to use such functionalities across the application itself, it is possible in CodeIgniter. That's what the basic demand of our implementation notes us to understand how to create a custom library in CodeIgniter. I have already defined few steps here to create library and the location of the library exactly where it is, and the process to use methods of the library again in respective controllers. If you want, you can pass the output to proper views. It's very simple to handle custom libraries in CodeIgniter. You can see the libraries in CodeIgniter in a specific folder located in applications, and there you have one more not in applications, there you have a directory called system which contains libraries directory again. See, there are various default libraries like email libraries, something like table libraries, FTP libraries, encryption libraries, pagination libraries, we have driver libraries, form validation libraries. See, there we have different type of options existing libraries which gives different type of functionalities. If you want, of course, we used to work with all these things most of the times in our application development, but my intention to show you to create our custom library instead of default libraries existed in CodeIgniter. I would like to create our own custom library in CodeIgniter. Follow the steps carefully to create library in CodeIgniter. Let me access a system folder or directory which contains again one more directory inside it is libraries. You right click here, go to new file. Let me say my own library.php. See, the name of the file is my own library. It's all about a PHP page, so that start PHP elements and create a class my own library. But before, it is better you just try to maintain a specific prefix called CI. You must use it. Why? Because the default extension for this is CI. CodeIgniter itself uses certain prefixes. Of course, if you want, you can change those prefixes. We will focus all these prefixes, the type of changes later in our videos. But as for the implementation of the custom library, you just try to use a prefix named CI underscore your library name. Got it? See, the process to create name of it, CI underscore your library name. This is the structure. We know that every class itself contains different type of methods to perform different type of functionalities. So that I am trying to create a simple function named test1 which is going to invoke something like this. This is library test1 method. You can also go for one more method, test2. Let me say this is library test2 method. Sorry, I forget to close this h1 tag here. If you want, you just try to apply some CSS stuff, something like this. Of course, you can use your own CSS, but I would like to go with sample methods so that I am using inline CSS itself. If you want, you can go for external CSS. We will see in our later videos. Got it? These are two methods I have created in my library. At any time, if I want, I can use these methods in any controller, in any view as per my requirement. Got it? Now, I would like to show you the procedure to call these methods, to use this library in my controller. For that, if I want, I can create a controller on my own, otherwise I can go with existing controller. See, this is the existing controller. We have already created a controller, but let me show you again the process to create a new controller. My control.php is my controller name now, and the name is my control. Use public function index. If you want, you just try to go for another function, call library. Call library. One is a method. Let me change the name is call library. Now I would like to incorporate that library into this controller. For that, I have to go for this load. There you have a method called a library. The name of our library is my own library. You no need to go for particular case sensitive issues at the time of working with libraries in controller integrations. But you must start a library name. The first letter of your library should be in capital letter. At the time of creating library, you must maintain the type of specifications which I have already given in my article. Once you just try to refer this article to understand certain conditions at the time of creating library. I think you have some specifications given here to follow before creating a library. The name of the library must be started with a capital letter. The class name and the file name of the library must be equal. You follow the basic instructions and create library. After creating library, try to focus your regular controller. Our controller name is my controller, and see the process how I integrated my library into controller's method. And now I am trying to call the methods I have created already in my library. The method is test1, and go for another method. This is test2. See the process. This is our library name. and our library contains two methods in general, so that we are trying to invoke those two methods. If you want to use only a single method, call a single method, but now I am trying to call both of those methods. I have created test1 and test2 methods in my library, and the controller name is my controller. The method name in this controller is call underscore library. Now test and execute it. The name of our controller is my control slash call underscore library is our method. See, it shows two methods which are created in library, our custom library. Got it? Typically, the example allows you to understand how to create your own library in CodeIgniter. You can define various methods according to your requirement, your application demand, and put them various methods and call them as per your requirement in different type of controllers, in different type of views at any time you want. I think you got an idea clearly to create custom library in CodeIgniter, which is really a typical and useful task in CodeIgniter. That's what the reason I suggest you to go with this video carefully and try to create a library in CodeIgniter. Thank you very much. Have a nice day.